everyone, my name is Alison and I am your adjudicator for the Duets. It has been such a thrill to listen to you young people sing together and raise your voices in song. It's a lot less scary when you can stand up with a friend or someone else and sing together. It's also an additional challenge because you have to try and make sure your voices blend, but you don't want to change your voice so much that you sound like the other person. You still want to maintain that tone, that individual timbre that is so unique to each one of you. Everyone who sang a duet this festival did a fabulous job. You all learned your parts well. You weren't confused by the other part singing in harmony. You sang your pitches clearly, with intention, and with great confidence. So today in this video, I just want to talk about a few things. We'll talk about posture and breathing. We'll talk about straw work because that can really help your voice just take off. And then I want to talk about what it's like to sing with someone else. What do we do? Do we ignore each other? Do we acknowledge each other? How can we make this the best performance possible? So for this portion of the video, I have enlisted the help of my 15-year-old daughter, Rosie. And Rosie and I sometimes sing together in church, and we have lots of fun singing together. So I tried to make a video where it was just me, but it didn't work out so well. So talking about singing with another person, what do? Do we stand straight, both of us, and look at the camera and smile and sing? Or do we angle ourselves slightly towards each other? And I'm going to look this way, and Rosie's going to look kind of a 45-degree that way. And then singing to the whole room, and then every once in a while looking at each other? Or do we want to face each other and sing directly to each other? That's a bit awkward. What do you think looks best? I'll tell you that the angle is the best way to sing. So just a slight angle. And so Rosie's going to pay more attention to that side of the room. I'll pay a little bit more attention to this side of the room. But both sides of the room are getting part of our faces. And then we're going to find time throughout the song to look at each other. And we'll be singing, and then we'll look back at the camera, and then we'll look out just above the heads of the audience and sing. And then it just looks nice and relaxed, and we're acknowledging each other's presence and still having lots of fun. When we sing, we have to go low and high, and usually lots of places in between. It's hard when we're crossing different vocal registers to make our voice sound seamless. And if we're just going up a hill or sliding down a hill on a toboggan, and everything is as easy as can be, going up a hill on the ski lift and going down on the skis, assuming you're a good skier. So my trusty straws are the best way that I help unify the registers of the voice for myself and also for my students. Straws are called semi-occluded vocal tract exercises, or SOVT. If you want to do something and you don't have straws, but you want to do the same type of exercise, you can use a lip trill, like you can use a tongue trill, or you can use even a Z. Zzz. Those are all semi-occluded, which means the air is partially blocked at your lips there, or at your teeth, as in the case of the Z. So with the straws, what we do is we set ourselves up with the posture that you want to maintain, like a puppet on a string. You take the nice low breath all the way around your body like an inner tube of air, and then you choose a comfortably low pitch. It's not the very bottom of your range, and we're not going to slide up to the very top of our range. Just a comfortably low pitch, sliding up to a comfortably high pitch to start. The goal of this exercise is to make it as smooth as possible. So you don't need to go super fast. Slower is better, and it will reveal if there are any bumps in the road. So pay attention to the sound as you go up. Stand up nice and tall like a puppet on a string. Let out your air. Breathe in. Breathe. So let's try with our straw that's a slightly bigger diameter and size. They usually tend to be a little bit easier. Let out all your air from the bottom up. Release your low abs. Air comes rushing in. Breathe. Try that again. Breathe. Now try it with your smaller straw. And again, like I said, if you don't have a straw, you can pretend with your lips. You can do a lip trill or a tongue trill, whatever works for you. Start by exhaling. Inhale. One more time. You can also try little hills and valleys. So going up and down over what would be the register shift, or what we call like the break, or the fancy Italian word passaggio. So you'll go. That's going over my primo passaggio, which is where there's a big muscular shift that happens at the level of the vocal folds. So by using the straw and the back pressure, the muscles in your larynx can become more finely attuned and can pass off their dominance. That got a bit complicated, but just ask your teachers if you need clarification on that, or you can send me an email. So there are the straws. Another thing you can do with them is to actually sing the melody of your piece through the straw. So if the song is Amazing Grace, you can just sing Amazing Grace. And then the sound really came out so much more easily after I did the straw exercise. It surprises me every time. They're not magic, they're scientifically based, but boy, do they ever feel like magic. I have straws everywhere, in every purse, in every pocket, in my car. I leave them lying all around. If I'm traveling and singing and staying at a hotel, I keep them in my hotel room to warm up, because then it's a quieter way to warm up and I'm not bothering my neighbors in the hotel. So straws, find them. You can use stainless steel, plastic ones are banned, but I can only find the really small ones in this plastic. But use the straws, they will greatly help you. Let's take a minute to talk about vowels. When we warm up, we often use the 5 pure Italian vowels: E, E, A, O, and U. Vowels are especially important when you're singing in an ensemble, because it's the best way to find blend and to match the overtones of your partner singing so that your voices really soar together. So if I were to be singing an ah vowel, I might sing ah. Another person might sing oh. Another person might sing ah. And yet another person might sing ah. Those are all different variations of the vowel ah. So when you're singing with a partner, Try to watch each other's mouths in practice, not in performance, but in practice, face each other and try matching vowels. It's a fun game sometimes to say, okay, Alison, I'm the leader today. So Rosie, you're going to watch my vowels and try and match my vowels. And then flip it around, and then I watch Rosie's vowels and try and mimic hers. You can sometimes write in specific vowels that you want to sing. It's just the most important thing that you can do is to match those vowels. So doing exercises like together, watching each other's lip position, listening to the overtones in the room, and trying to have the same vowel sound will send you a long, long ways. Just an overview of little hints for vowel shaping. Make sure that the corners of your mouth are not spreading for classical singing. We don't want ah, we want ah. So corners in. E versus e, it just rounds out the pitch a little bit. So for even for the forward vowels like E and A, you can still have those corners in and lift with your zygomatic muscles, with your cheek muscles, so you still have the joy of singing on your face, but you're not spreading horizontally, you're thinking vertically. And then your lips, you want them to be rounded like the end of a bell or a trumpet. If you think a lot of the wind instruments, if you think of them, the shape of the end where the air comes out is shaped like a bell. And so the sound waves go like this. And it just really works to finish the sound off nicely. So we can use our lips, it lengthens our vocal tract, and it finishes the sound off nicely. So sometimes I don't have really big lips. So I imagine on an oo vowel that there's a vacuum cleaner sucking out my lips. So that's ooh rather than ooh. They're both fine, but the one where my lips are out, it has so much more roundness to the tone and more overtones. So work on, you can have your fingers at the corners of your mouth and sing. Don't push it in. You're not trying to push your mouth in with your fingers. You're just resting them there to remind the corners of your mouth. Don't spread, just keep nice and rounded and tall. So you can sing your songs like that, thinking of one finger's width between your teeth at all time. The other problem is sometimes we forget to open our mouths for vowels and the air, the sound waves, bounce off our teeth and get stuck inside of our head. So make sure you have enough of an opening between your teeth so that the air can come out. Have fun playing with vowels and matching each other's vowels. It's a lot of work, but it pays off in huge dividends. At this stage in your development, you should be starting to learn about the anatomy of your voice. When we sing, our bodies are our instruments. So we want to get to know our instruments so that we can get the best sound and the best result possible. I brought this handy little tool that sits on my piano when I teach. There are a few interesting things that I thought I'm going to share with you guys in this video. This red thing here is your tongue. It is massive. This is a cross section. So your tongue starts right under your chin, and then it's this big, massive muscle. It is the strongest muscle per square inch in your entire body. Stronger than your quadriceps, your glutes, stronger than your biceps, because it's so important from a survival perspective. You need it to prevent you from choking. You need it to communicate with other people, to help you chew your food. So really, our tongue is so important. It's also very stubborn. And then just this small place on top there, that's your oral cavity. And that can be increased in size by relaxing the tongue down. Also, this little thing here, your soft palate, it can raise. And when it raises, it blocks off the nasal passage, so it blocks air from coming up from your lungs, and it can't go through your nose. Then it has to go through your mouth. So your teachers may have talked about the soft palate with you. I teach the soft palate, raising it like frosting a window pane. Imagine it's a really cold day outside and you go up to a window outside and you frost it with warm, gentle air. And then you write on it, I love Justin Bieber, or whoever your crush is. So if you frost the window pane, you can look in the mirror, you can tilt your head back and see your soft palate. And what it does is it goes from a position that's low and it just raises right up. And it raises gently because we don't want to add any extra tension in our mouth. So your soft palate is something that prevents you from singing with a nasal tone, and it gives more space inside your oral cavity for your voice to resonate. Now this empty space up here is behind your nose, and those are your sinuses, and there's lots of empty space up there. And although that empty space doesn't contribute to the sound of your voice, it does contribute to the feeling of singing in the mask or buzzing in the face. So it inadvertently, in a roundabout way, makes us sing better, because when we think about having our sound resonate up here, then we can get a better, more forward, more ringing, more pingy, squealo type sound. So it's a matter of singing up into your cheeks here, but behind your nose, never into your nose, just behind it. So it's like, the Italians called it inhalare la voce, which means inhale the voice. It's a bit of a confusing term because we sing on the exhalation. We're blowing air out when we sing. So why would the Italians say inhale the voice? Well, what they're saying is, even though you're exhaling, think about inhaling, think about having the sound not be pressed out, but resonating up into your cheekbones. So there's another little thought to help you guys on your journey of becoming fabulous singers.